If you are currently using any of the formulas on this list, you need to hear this before your baby's next feeding. You trusted the label, you trusted the brand, but 797 families are in federal court right now proving that trust was a mistake. I am walking through 10 baby formula brands that have been flagged, recalled, or legally implicated for dangerous levels of heavy metals and preventable health risks in 2025 and 2026. Some of these formulas are linked to a life-threatening condition called necrotizing enterocolitis. Others contain arsenic, lead, and cadmium in concentrations that dwarf what the FDA allows in drinking water. And at the end of this video, I am going to tell you about 4 formulas that actually tested clean, so you know exactly what you can feed your baby tomorrow with genuine confidence. Stay with me, because your pediatrician probably does not know what I am about to tell you. So let us go through the list. Number 1. Similac Special Care. 24. Similac is made by Abbott Laboratories. Similac Special Care is specifically designed for premature and low birth weight babies. Parents use it in hospitals. Parents take it home. It is considered the standard formula for babies who need extra calories and nutrients. Here is the thing about infant formula in the United States. There is no federal testing requirement. There is no legal limit on heavy metals. The FDA does not mandate that manufacturers publish test results. This means Abbott can sell Similac without ever proving to anyone that it is safe from contamination. Parents trust the label, they trust the brand, but that trust is not backed by federal law. In April 2026, a Chicago jury ordered Abbott to pay $53 million to 4 families. The jury found that Abbott knew Similac Special Care could cause necrotizing enterocolitis in premature infants and failed to warn them. Abbott had internal research showing the risk. The company did not change the formula. It did not add a warning. It did not tell parents. If you have a premature baby and you were given Similac Special Care in a hospital, you need to check the FDA recall database to see if any batches from the time your baby was fed that formula have since been flagged. But Abbott's problems do not stop with NEC. Number 2. Similac Advance. Similac Advance is one of their mainstream cow's milk formulas. In February 2025, Consumer Reports tested 49 infant formulas for heavy metals and toxins. 26 of those formulas, more than half, came back with arsenic, lead, cadmium, or mercury at levels they considered potentially concerning. Similac Advance was one of them. The results came back with lead contamination at levels above what they flagged as acceptable. More broadly, Similac as a brand is in the middle of 2 separate litigation streams: the necrotizing enterocolitis cases and a heavy metals contamination investigation. If you have Similac Advance in your home, you may want to verify it against the current Food and Drug Administration recall list. But here is where it gets worse, because Similac and Enfamil together account for roughly 80% of the baby formula market in America. Number 3. Enfamil Newborn. Enfamil is made by Mead Johnson. Enfamil Newborn is their formula for newborns, and it is in roughly 1 in every 2 baby bottles in American hospitals and homes. Enfamil is a co-defendant in the 797 case NEC litigation. Premature babies fed Enfamil are part of the lawsuit. The claim is that Mead Johnson knew cow's milk-based formula increased NEC risk and did nothing to warn parents or change the formula. As of May 2026, the litigation is still moving forward. New bellwether trials are scheduled for later this year. Additionally, Enfamil formulas showed up in Consumer Reports heavy metals, testing with detectable levels of contaminants. If you are using Enfamil, check which specific product and verify it against the FDA database. Number 4. Enfamil Gentlis. Enfamil Gentlis is marketed as the easier-to-digest option. Parents choose it when their baby has colic or sensitivity to regular formula. But Gentlease is still a cow's milk-based formula, which means it carries the same necrotizing enterocolitis risk documented in the litigation. And it is not just litigation. Enfamil Gentlease also tested positive for heavy metals in the Consumer Reports investigation. The concentration was higher than some competing brands. The reason this matters is that a baby is fed the same formula multiple times a day for months. That is compound exposure. A slightly elevated level today becomes a significant accumulated dose by the third month. Number 5. Parents' Choice Premium Infant Formula. Parents' Choice is Walmart's store brand. It is cheap. Parents choose it because it is affordable, and they assume Walmart would not sell something truly dangerous. But Parents' Choice formulas appeared in 2025 heavy metals testing and came back flagged. The brand does not publish independent testing data the way some competitors do. More importantly, Parents' Choice is based on the same cow's milk protein as Similac and Enfamil, which means premature babies fed this formula carry the same necrotizing enterocolitis risk documented in the litigation. Number 6. Gerber Good Start Gentlease. Gerber is owned by Nestlé. Gerber baby food has been implicated in the heavy metals litigation. But Gerber also makes formula, and Gerber Good Start Gentlease came back positive for multiple heavy metals in independent testing. This is notable because it is positioned as a gentler option, which attracts parents of sensitive babies. However, gentleness and safety from contamination are two completely different things. Number 7. Nestlé Alphamino. Nestlé Alphamino is an amino acid-based formula for babies with severe allergies or digestive issues. It is a specialized product, which means fewer babies are exposed, but those babies are the most vulnerable. In January 2026, Nestlé issued an international recall of certain Alphamino batches due to the detection of harmful bacteria. The recall affected 25 countries. The recall was issued voluntarily, which means some affected batches may have already been consumed. Number 8. Perrigo. Good Start Essentials. Perrigo is a manufacturer of store brand formulas under different retail labels. Good Start Essentials is sold under multiple store names. It is cheap and accessible. It tested positive for heavy metals in the 2025 Consumer Reports investigation. Additionally, Perrigo manufactured formulas are cow's milk based, which again carries the necrotizing enterocolitis risk for premature babies. Number 9. Parents' Choice Infant Formula Regular. This is the standard version of Parents' Choice. Same issues as the premium version. Heavy metals detected. Cow's milk base. No transparent testing data. But here is what makes this one important. This is the formula that appears most frequently on WOIS benefit lists. WIC is the federal nutrition program for low-income families with infants. The formula on the WOIS list is the formula that the most vulnerable families buy, and it is a formula with documented contamination. Number 10. Kirkland Signature Infant Formula, milk-based. Kirkland is Costco's brand. It is affordable, which is why parents buy it. It is convenient, which is why they keep buying it. But Kirkland tested positive for heavy metals in independent testing. It does not publish batch-level testing data, and it is cow's milk-based, which again carries the necrotizing enterocolitis risk. The pattern across all 10 of these formulas is the same. They are either cow's milk-based products linked to necrotizing enterocolitis litigation, or they tested positive for heavy metals in the only independent testing available to parents. Some hit both categories. Now, let me tell you about the formulas that actually passed testing. Clean option number 1, Bobby. Bobby is a formula brand made in the US that was tested twice by Consumer Reports, once in 2025 and again in 2026. In both rounds, all 4 of Bobby's formulas came back in the top choice category with non-detectable or low levels of contaminants across every single heavy metal tested. Lead, arsenic, cadmium, and mercury were all either not detected or below any level of concern. Bobby is the only brand to achieve that across its entire product line in both testing rounds. The company publishes its testing data publicly. If you can access Bobby, it is one of the safest options available. Clean option number 2, By Heart. By Heart is a grass-fed organic formula brand that was included in the Consumer Reports 2026 testing. It came back in the top choice category for heavy metals. By Heart specifically states that its goal is to limit heavy metals to the lowest levels reasonably achievable, and their testing backs that up. The company uses careful supplier selection and constant testing to maintain low contamination levels. Like Bobby, By Heart publishes its testing data, which gives you actual visibility into what you are feeding your baby. Clean option number 3, High PP Organic. High PP is a European formula brand. European formula standards are stricter than United States standards. The European Union does not allow sugar, corn syrup solids, or chemically extracted synthetic nutrients, all of which are legal and common in United States formulas. High PP tests. Clean in independent testing and publishes its results. The downside is that High PP is expensive and not available everywhere, but if you can access it, it is worth the investment. Clean option number 4, Cabrita Goat Milk Formula. Cabrita is a goat milk-based formula. Goat milk protein is different from cow milk protein, which makes it an option for babies with cow milk sensitivity. Cabrita tested in Consumer Reports 2026 investigation. While the company disputes some of the findings, they are the only formula brand that voluntarily publishes batch-level heavy metal testing data for every single can on their website. That transparency is worth something. You can literally look up your specific can and see the test results. No other major brand does this. Here is what I want you to walk away with. The formulas that failed testing in 2025 and 2026 are still on shelves right now. The families in the NEC litigation are still waiting for verdicts. The FDA has not issued federal limits on heavy metals in formula, and it does not require testing. What you have instead is Consumer Reports data, litigation records, and the companies themselves. Bobby, By Heart, High PP, and Cabrita all publish testing data. The other 10 do not. That is the practical difference. Before you buy formula, check the FDA recall database. If you have been feeding your baby one of the 10 on this list, do not panic, but do check your specific batch code against current recalls. If you are pregnant and planning ahead, Bobby and By Heart are the only US formulas that have passed independent testing without any flags across their entire line. If your baby is premature, talk to your pediatrician immediately about formula choice. The NEC litigation proves that cow's milk formula carries a documented risk for premature infants. There are alternatives. Your pediatrician needs to know you are informed about this. Subscribe to this channel so you never miss when new recalls come out or when these lawsuits reach verdicts. We are watching the courts, the FDA, and the independent labs. You should not have to do it alone. See you in the next one.